Good afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jets Show, and it's week 1 of preseason, which is kind of weird to say because the Jets played a football game yesterday, but it's week 1 of preseason. Week 1, we played the Carolina Panthers. So are the Jets going to win? Which players I'm most looking forward to watching? All that covered in this video. So without any hesitation, let's get it started. So in Saturday's game, the Carolina Panthers will be playing their starters. How long the starters will be playing, we don't know, but I wouldn't expect them to be in for more than a quarter. And the Panther starters playing, I think, is huge for the New York Jets because that gives our players that have a lot to prove great experience, great reps, great development. Because someone like Zach Wilson, who had a solid performance against the Cleveland Browns, that, told us kind of that he is progressing, he is eventually going to evolve into a different player, and seeing those steps against the Browns was a great thing. But if he could have a solid performance against the Carolina Panthers starters, that's an even better thing. Because, it's one thing to have a good performance against a backup defense, but it's another thing to have a great performance against a team starting defense during preseason. So Zach Wilson, definitely looking forward to see how he plays against this Carolina Panthers starting defense. Now, I'm not expecting this performance to be out of this world because, he's going up against starters in Carolina secondary, and it's going to be thrown into players that probably won't end up on our 53-man roster. He's not going to be perfect, but if we could see his footwork, his decision, the reads he's making, his pocket presence, all of that, if that can be improved, if he can look good doing that, and, maybe his receivers drop the ball, there's nowhere for him to throw it, but if he can just make great reads, do all the stuff that you want him to improve in, then I think that's an absolute win for us, especially him doing that against the Carolina Panthers starters. Also, players like Mekhi Becton, Max Mitchell, guys fighting for those roster spots, really want to see how they look against the Carolina Panthers starting defensive line. Having a good performance in them also, I think, would be absolutely huge. So really just looking forward to watching those guys that are on fringe roster spots, players that have a lot to prove. If they can have a solid performance against the Panther starters, that's absolutely huge for the New York Jets. But as for whether or not we're going to win this football game, well, obviously, when the Panther starters are playing football against our backups, I'm expecting Carolina to score some points, play better than us just because, their starters are better than our backups. That's just how the NFL works. So definitely expecting Carolina to put up some points during that period of time. And it will be interesting to see how long the Jets keep our second string offense in, because they were actually moving the ball, playing good defense during the first half of that preseason football game, and how long they play against the Panthers starters and how long they play against the backups will be an indication of how much points we score on offense, of course, unless Zach Wilson just throws for, crazy amount of yards, making crazy plays against his Panthers secondary, but I'm really not expecting that to happen. So however long the second string offense plays against the Carolina Panthers second string defense will be important for how we're putting points on the board, because whenever Tim Boyle and Travis Dye and that third and fourth string of, guys come in, not really expecting some great things. They really couldn't move the ball against the Browns, not expecting them to do it against the Carolina Panthers. But as for our defense, I do think they're going to have a solid performance. Of course, whenever Bryce Young and Adam Thielen ran, that's a whole different story. But whenever that second team unit does come in, I think the defense definitely could hold up their own against Matt Corral. But once again, we don't really know what to expect from Matt Corral, because this is honestly one of his first ever NFL games he's ever played. Last season, his preseason and season entirely got cut short due to a leg injury. So Matt Corral, he's fresh off. Who knows how this guy is going to look? He was very highly touted out of Ole Miss heading into the NFL draft. How is he going to look? But I do think the Jets will do a pretty solid job against him, just because in the passing game, we did a great job against DTR. What killed us is the Browns' rushing attack, and who knows what Carolina's rushing attack will be, but I do think the New York Jets will hold their own defensively. But overall, really just not expecting the New York Jets to win this football game. I do think we will lose this one 23-13. Preseason games tend to have some weird scores, so predicting a weird score out there. But what are you guys expecting to see in this game? Comment it down below, and I'm your host, Jet, signing off for now. See you guys later. Peace.